What's going on, Dub Nation? You're watching Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Tyler Smith, and we have some new reports on what might just be the Warriors' top trade target ahead of the 2026 NBA trade deadline. Michael Porter Jr. trade rumors are as hot as they could possibly be. Oh my goodness, that was so hot. We're going to talk about them on today's show. Before we do, though, manifest it, man. The Warriors need to make a big move, and I think MPJ is the guy. If you want the Warriors to trade for Michael Porter Jr., manifest it for me. Make it happen. Go down below and hit that thumbs up icon like today's video. All right, so this is pretty big. Something to note for sure here as the Nets are resting Michael Porter Jr. on Sunday. This is a little bit early for my liking because, as you know, Jonathan Kuminga cannot be traded until January 15th. Right now, it's January 11th. So is this the first of a few games that Michael Porter Jr. gets rested for? I don't know, but a trade could be in the works here at some point, whether it's the Warriors or somebody else that wants the services of MPJ. But John Hollinger of The Athletic says that whether or not it's the Warriors or somebody else, it is happening. He says, with one trusted league source telling me that Michael Porter Jr. is a lock to move by the deadline so the Nets can sell high in his career year. It makes sense for the Nets to yada, 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 figure out how to be the centerpiece of their franchise a year from now. Whatever. Who cares about the Nets? Shout out to the Joker in the Dark Knight. And here we go. The Michael Porter Jr. trade sweepstakes is underway. And I think a trade is going to happen here in the next week. As we know, multiple reports have come out and said the Warriors want to trade for Michael Porter Jr. They have big-time interest in the Nets wing, who is averaging a ton of points this season, having a career year in Brooklyn. You could argue it's empty stats. You could argue it's this. You could argue it's that. What you can't argue with is that it's buckets. It's absolute buckets for Michael Porter Jr., and that's what we know the Warriors need. They need a secondary or third scorer on this roster. But we'll talk more about Michael Porter Jr. in a second. What will the Warriors have to give up in order to get my MPJ? As far as the contracts that they could be trading and the ones that are likely to be moved here in the next few weeks, obviously, Jonathan Kuminga is the big trade chip, $22.5 million salary this season. I mean, they made this deal for a reason, to trade him around this time. We're finally here. Who knows if it's going to end up happening or not. That report just came out a few days ago that they're willing to keep him past the deadline. I would be appalled, and there may be riots outside of the Chase Center, led by me. Also, Moses Moody, he seems to kind of be on the trade block at this point just because of the salary that he commands, and he would really be the player that you're replacing with Michael Porter Jr. because Jonathan Kuminga is not in Steve Kerr's rotation, and neither is Buddy Hield, making $9.2 million. So all these guys combined making $43.2 million. The Nets can even absorb a little bit more extra money. Michael Porter Jr. makes about $38, I believe, and this deal can get done. But we know the Nets don't really want Jonathan Kuminga. We've known this for a while now, to be frank with you. We did a ton of Jonathan Kuminga videos all summer long, and we kept coming to this conclusion that the Nets don't really want him. And Jake Fisher reassured that statement, saying that Brooklyn has not shown much interest in acquiring Jonathan Kuminga dating to last summer. Okay. Well, let's just say, for the sake of trades and the sake of this video, that we're going to get Jonathan Kuminga traded away. Because Dolan Johnson did say this that makes us feel a little bit better about it. One source speculated that Michael Porter Jr. could be 2 first-round picks plus Jonathan Kuminga plus others to match that salary. So let's forget about the Nets wanting Jonathan Kuminga or not right now. Let's talk about the fact that that Michael Porter Jr. is probably going to command not 1 but 2 first-round picks from whatever team that ends up trading for him, which we know is going to be some team at some point here very, very soon. I think it's worth it, man. 2 first-round picks for this? Are you kidding me? 26 points per game, 7.5 boards, 3.5 assists, which is way up than Michael Porter Jr.'s ever had in his career. As a matter of fact, through the first however many seasons, it would be 6 seasons of his career or 7 seasons of his career, he had 8 games with 5+ assists. He has 8 games with 5 assists this season. He's doing this on high volume, 41% from long range. How could you not give up 2 first-round picks to get this guy? But we know who runs the show here. It's Joe Lacob. And it's the guy who doesn't want to send the picks away. Time's ticking. Time's actually, matter of fact, time is up for Joe Lacob. Are you going to wait till Steph's 41 to start trading picks away? No. You got to go do it right here, right now. The Warriors are hovering around 500, and a deal like this would actually help them contend in the Western Conference. Not only in the regular season, help them get a better seed, but that's a playoff raiser as well. We know Michael Porter Jr. is an NBA champion. With that being said, would you trade 2 first-round picks for MPJ? Simple question. Let me know in the comment section. 2 first-round picks for MPJ. Y for yes or N for no. Now, coming up next, we're going to tell you why that they absolutely should give up those picks and why they absolutely might give up those picks. And Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, and Moses Moody to go out there and get MPJ. We'll tell you in a moment. First, though, we'll tell you about our sponsor, as this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Whether you're starting a new routine or making player picks for the first time, trying something new can be hard. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups every weekend and elite hoops action almost every night, the action never stops. And Prize Picks lets you take control with the best daily fantasy sports app in the game. All you guys got to do is pick 2 to 6 players and just pick more or less on their projected stats. It's that simple. You can win up to 2,000 times your money with one single Prize Picks lineup. Trust me, take it from me. I've been a customer longer than even been a sponsor here at Chat Sports. I love Prize Picks because of the features that they offer, like early payouts, which is a brand new feature. So if your lineup or your player gets off to a hot start, you may have the option to cash out those winnings before things go south. Also, you can find your community on Prize Picks with the new social feeds feature. You can share Prize Picks with your friends and copy lineups from winners with a single click. Copy lineups you like or use them as inspiration for your own picks. You can even follow Prize Picks partners like us and tail or fade our picks with just one click. Do that. Tail or fade our picks on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use the code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. You want to know why the Warriors need to send the picks away for Michael Porter Jr.? Because these guys are going to send the picks away for Michael Porter Jr. Multiple teams are interested, per Chris Haynes of the NBA on Prime. Golden State Warriors. Yep, we know that. The Detroit Pistons with Cade Cunningham, top of the Eastern Conference. They need another perimeter scorer on their team. Absolutely should be looking at Michael Porter Jr., and they probably will be making a couple phone calls on him. The Milwaukee Bucks, similar kind of thing here. Superstar running the show in Giannis. They want to go all in to keep him in Milwaukee, so they're going to try to pull out the stops to get a player like MPJ on the roster to help elevate that team. The Chicago Bulls, it's weird. Isn't he from Chicago? I believe Michael Porter Jr. is from Chicago. But I don't know if that matters too much in terms of making a trade when it comes to what Brooklyn wants. Would Chicago be willing to give up multiple first-round picks with the position that they're in? I'm not so sure. But the Nets also do need players. I was reading more about what Hollinger was saying earlier, and the Nets need some guys. Like they have a first-round pick swap owed to the Houston Rockets in 2027, so they're going to need some players back in this MPJ deal. That's why I wonder if they would actually end up taking Kuminga or not. But if they don't, may have to get a third team involved, maybe the Sacramento Kings. I've been seeing some stuff about that on Twitter. I think it's just guys speculating with no real sources, but that is what it is. Let's talk about this, though. The reason you send away the picks is because, Joe Lacob, you owe it to Wardell. At the end of the day, this is a top 10 player of all time. This is the best player in your franchise's history. This is the guy who made your franchise worth $10+ billion. And he's having a career year at age 37. 28.8 points per game. I mean, he's nearly a 30 a night. Isn't that absolutely disgusting? 4.5 assists a night, 4 boards, 39% from 3. Defense is key in on him. They hack him. The officials don't give him the calls. They don't give him the continuation. He is the worst whistle superstar in NBA history, and he needs some help. You can't ask for Jimmy Butler to give you 25 a night. You just can't do that at this point in his career. Michael Porter Jr. puts up 26 a night for the Brooklyn Nets currently. And I get it. There's a lot of opportunity there. It's a lot of volume. It's a lot of usage. But he's going to get that same volume and same usage when Steph, when Jimmy, when these guys sit, when they miss games. Michael Porter Jr. could be relied upon to help bring you across the finish line on the offensive end. There's defense questions for sure with him. How the Warriors going to defend wings. Get Guy Santos in the game a little bit more. But all in all, what we worry about the most with this Warriors team is generating offense. And Michael Porter Jr. will make that life a lot easier. And overall, this is the number one reason why the Warriors need to send picks away for Michael Porter Jr. He's only 27 years old. He's averaging 26 a game. He's going to be an all-star for the first time in his career. there's a pretty good chance that he's still going to command 2 first-round picks in 2 years when Jimmy and Steph this whole run is over. So if you're really that worried, Joe Lacob, about sending away draft picks, you might get them back. So it really doesn't make sense to me why they wouldn't trade away these picks when they could easily just move off Michael Porter Jr. in 2 years or so. And remember the fan email that Joe Lacob responded to. Dear Joe, please do something about this team. What Steph needs to do every night to win. Drop 50 points. The team is in need of a real second option. Jimmy's tools are being underutilized because he is playing a power forward spot due to the small position players. We have no true center. I am so frustrated. Thanks, Justin. What did Joe Lacob respond with? No one, and you can't be as frustrated as me. I am working on it. It's complicated. Style of play, coach's desires regarding players. That's a shot at Kerr about Kuminga, by the way. League trends, Jimmy is not the problem. Regardless, what we have to take away from that quote is you can't be as frustrated as me. I am working on it. So put your money where your mouth is, Joe. Make this happen because I'm dead serious. This group can contend in the Western Conference. We're seeing the Oklahoma City Thunder drop games like flies. We're seeing the San Antonio Spurs lose games here and there. They're not superhuman. They're not the 2016 Warriors, the 2017, 2018 Warriors. They are beatable. And if you go out there and make the upgrade necessary, you can beat them. Send the picks, Joe. Time's up. If you guys want the Warriors to trade for Michael Porter Jr., hit the like button. Plain and simple, manifest it. Make Joe Lacob see this video. Scream from the mountaintops that Michael Porter Jr. needs to be a Golden State Warrior. Hit the like button, comment down below. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, youtube.com/WarriorsTV, for the latest and greatest on your dubs. We'll keep you guys tapped in with everything you need to know in this MPJ trade saga. See you guys next time, and as always, let's go Dubs.